you have here, but it's
Hi,
before
Song. Yeah,
the
Hey,
lunar.
Dennis, how are you?
good, 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 good.
Yeah, let's do introductions all around.
Sure.
So let's see, probably just the people. So I know Trey and I know Dennis, but you guys don't know everybody on our side. So Miss Chang, are you feeling well enough to turn your camera on? Chang Ai, maybe not.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Can
Chưa
you?
tụi mày đi, chưa tụi mày đi, chưa tụi mày đi.
So
Yeah,
Miss
wait for a moment.
Ayo.
Miss Chang is our Japanese language aficionado and business development.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, how can I turn on? Just
There should be a little icon for a camera.
yeah, right here.
Hey.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Yeah. So I really want to meet you guys, but I'm really sorry because I'm late because I just covered from my ear for 1 month already.
Oh,
Yeah, so from beginning, I really want to join with you guys to fix the cooperation between us and how to help how you can support you in Vietnam market. So I suggested Doug to have as soon as possible the meeting today to have some idea and more clarify between your expectation for Vietnam market too and how we can grow up for grapes in Vietnam. So basically, I just received your email and understand that you want to make only one event in April. So my question, I know that you want to make the tour in all the Asia country, but my question is that why Vietnam only one event? Why not for a series of event in Vietnam? Any idea about that? And what your expectation for Vietnam market?
Hey, Chang,
um,
that's a really good question, but can we finish the introductions? I just want you to know
Uh,
that also meet Trey and Dennis.
sorry.
That's okay.
Mm.
Eager.
I
Uh,
thought you
I,
make
I love
already.
I love the enthusiasm. So
yeah.
I was ready. I was ready to jump right into those questions.
Yeah.
It's always like that, and Doug always have to stop me. It's
That's
the
great.
first time I'm here. It's really
So Trey,
not
you're the
hesitate.
are you the regional director for GRASP?
Yeah. So for all of Asia.
For all of Asia. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
What is your territory in Asia? Like India to China to Australia?
No, so just Asia stops at Oceania, but from India to Japan, from Mongolia down to Indonesia. Um,
Okay.
we've made a few hires recently, so I've got somebody in India now to do BD there. Just hired somebody in Korea to do BD there as well. So that's freeing up a little bit of my capacity to focus on Southeast Asia. So that's why I was really keen to answer Miss Chang's Miss Trang or Chang
Chang, call me
Chang.
Um,
as Chang. Mm.
I was really eager to answer your question because now that I have a little bit more support, I'm focusing nearly 100% of my energy on Southeast Asia,
Mm.
particularly Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, and Indonesia. We
Mm.
see those as the biggest drivers for Gresp's growth in all of Asia for the next several years.
Mm.
Um, but also, if we look at our participation numbers there, they're very low. So that means there's a lot of white space. Basically, there's a lot of developers and real estate managers out there that should be doing Gresp but aren't because frankly they just don't know enough about us yet or just don't even know who we are. So that's why we're really going on these marketing campaigns throughout all of Southeast Asia. Our first one's actually going to be in Jakarta in 2 weeks. After that, we're doing one in Thailand. After that, we have one planned for Manila. And then after that, hoping to do this Vietnam one in early April. So the second part of your question, it's not just one event. We're looking to do multiple events in Vietnam. So this is something that we're hoping can be successful, and if it is, we're definitely happy to replicate it. Hopefully later on this year, because we would like to do multiple events in those key markets that we just spoke about. Sorry, real quick. For the introduction part, Doug, I think my enthusiasm got the best of me as well. My name is Trey Archer. I'm the director for Aggressive here in Asia. Been with the company for about 3.5 years. As mentioned, it's really my job to manage the Asian territory for new business developments.
Super. And Dennis, Dennis is, I actually had Dennis and I had dinner a couple weeks ago when he was here in Hanoi. He's from AEC. Dennis, you want to tell us a little bit more about AEC and your connection with GRESP?
Basically, AEC is an environmental consultancy firm, and we have five offices in Asia. In our regional office in Malaysia, we have a presence in Vietnam, Thai, Singapore, and Indonesia as well. So our focus are mainly on green building, not just in Hong Kong. We focus more on building type like commercial, residential, data center, and some infrastructures. But in Asia, we will more focus on industrial park and data centers and all these hotel as well. So and we also provide Grab's consultancy services, and we are the is it premium partner or regional partner? I
Premier,
was confused. Uh,
Premier, you're a Premier partner.
okay, premium partner of Grab. So we will work together with Grabs to promote our business and also promote Grabs in the regions. Yeah.
Yeah. And AEC is in the process, or maybe already has become a member of the VGBC, and
Mm.
is very interested in,
My Vietnam, we have one staff in Ho Chi Minh City. Her name is Anne. Yeah, she's going to join the meeting as well. Yeah,
I think she just joined.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
I will hire. I'm going to hire one more staff in Hanoi. Mainly focus on green finance. Yeah.
right. So Dennis is interested in working with us on the industrial park tool and in particular developing investment framework for industrial parks.
Yeah, and our Vietnamese staff.
Hi,
She
Anne.
can speak Vietnamese and English. Yeah, she previously worked for a Singapore company,
Super.
and her major is business, international business. Yeah, and uh, and she also very a specialist in design. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Interesting. Great.
She did a lot of nice art designs and for us. So yeah, the fire can be done through her. Yeah,
Okay. Maybe that's good for the event too.
yeah,
Take advantage of that for the event and some of the advertising design.
yeah.
Yeah, super. Great. Well, I think I'm just glad that we're having this meeting because I think not only the event is exciting, but the upcoming deeper and further partnerships between GRESP and AEC and VGBC. So it's a good opportunity for us in the beginning of the year to kind of map out or even just brainstorm some things that we can do together. But of course, yeah, let's also hammer out some of the details that we need to in the short term for the event.
Definitely.
John, do you want to take it over again with all that enthusiasm?
Oh yes, I'm just waiting.
I tell you're patiently waiting.
I'm just waiting and keep patient.
So,
Okay,
so
so
the other two in VGBCs
Miss
Yeah,
also.
so right
Miss
next
Ngọc
to
Anh,
me, yeah, Miss Ngọc Anh.
Hi.
Also,
and
yeah.
so
Also,
Ngọc Anh
Mr.
is
Lin.
assistant for marketing,
Yeah.
and Miss Bing, she in charge for marketing manager. Today she's have the family work, so we will take note, and then we discuss internal team to deliver the service for you guys. So Diệu Linh
Right.
is also assistant for business development. So we're two ladies, very young, but really dynamic and also very talented. So come back to our work. So I understand that Trey sharing with us that yes, you focus 100% for Southeast Asia. And of course, I see that you have a lot of tour in over the countries. And your comment is a very good point that you didn't see much participant are still low for ESG. So we all understand that the mature in the development of the each country is different. So, for example, for Singapore or Europe or USA, ESG is very developed, very high. But for Southeast Asia, it's very potential. It's like we just have a joke, like Africa. For the first time, we use a sandal or shoes. So it's basically it's like that. But that's the reason why we want to raise this meeting to discuss about the content and to understand your expectation firstly. So we understand that Grabs want to make the marketing campaign for a tour of the country, especially for Southeast Asia. And AEC is a partner, like a strategy partner, primary partner for Grabs. So together, we will organize our event in each country together. So in terms of VGBC, we really want to support for on enterprise, especially for green building and green development and also ESG. So we should understand the Vietnam market firstly. So basically, for today, to be honest, for my expectation, I didn't expect that we should have only one event in April. We should have like a series because Vietnam market need really education, education, which means that a lot of time. So I have to review also my note here that we have to understand that right now even Vietnam government, we don't have the policy yet. So relating to the key hook and the topic for the event, we have a lot of idea because we have to understand that right now Vietnam market in terms of the government, we don't have the policy yet. And even the officer authority hasn't got the knowledge enough to have the policy, to create a policy for ESG yet. So that you understand that the reason why the participant is still low in the other country in Southeast Asia. Because from the country government, we don't have the policy yet. And the officer is also very weak in terms of capability. So it's also one of the aspect we can make event also for this part. But I understand that you want to orient it for the attendee like a 75 for truly a developer, investor, and the bank. Yes, but how to make our viral event, and the main point here is how to make Grab's name and also IEC in Vietnam market is a key point. So I think that in terms of the create some key hooks. So now today we just to make to understand your idea and we share our knowledge to make understand about the market firstly, and then step by step we will fix the content later on. So firstly, we understand that you want to make the marketing campaign, but in the quotation, I didn't see yet the media part. So for my point of view, that's something we miss in our plan. It means that the estimation for the plan. So for my point of view, whenever we do like an event like that, we should make viral. So we need absolutely media. So it's first comment for my point when I come back from my sick. The second point, I see that I understand that for some country like develop already, so you guys just like one event for a year. That's enough, so people can know they have the knowledge already. They understand ESG. What does it mean already, and what is the value of Grab? So they will work with you guys to have this to ask you the service to be your client immediately. But for the countries like Vietnam, we need to educate from government. And why not also a potential deal for Grabs? Also in terms of government, why not a program like a project between Grabs and government Vietnam to create the policy and to support Vietnam government for the policy example. So I think also the potential for the Grabs for Grabs also. And the other thing is, you see the policy is like that. So enterprise entrepreneur and the owner of the real estate company. Why they think that what is the value of ESG? Because the policy hasn't got yet. So they just think, okay, to follow ESG is look like a branding only. It's not truly financing support. It's truly not value something they can earn if they have if they follow ESG. To be honest, so in this case, if we don't know, understand and deeply the challenge of markets, how we can make our event and marketing campaign truly successful. And close deal is what the Grabs want, right? And AEC want. So I suggest that we have to understand exactly the value of Grabs. The value of Grabs. We need from you the information from you to create and work out on the key hook and the content for the event. The second one, we can invite also the government to involve in our opinion. They can raise the opinion for, because it's a new like a pioneer, right? Pioneer market, pioneer French word. Dog is a pioneer, right?
Yeah.
Pioneer market. So why not the government can join with us, like take a voice? What do they think in ESG for the product? And they can raise for how is the Vietnam market status for the policy applying for that. And so, and then we can make like ESG role, the role of ESG for real estate company. How, because right now for ESG Vietnam real estate company, they just to use that, follow that to attract FDI. So how come they can increase their value of product if they follow ESG? So that's one we have to educate them and give them some idea about that. So what is a great advantage and also value and strength if we can, Grabs can bring to the triangle, government, enterprise, and Grabs is a triangle, and how Grabs can give the value for to the other parties. So, and also we can create some voice from the invitee, the other enterprise. They can take the voice in to understand what they want, what they need, what are the requirement in terms of policy, in terms of service. So I think in this way, we can make viral and bigger event than 75. To be honest, 75 for me is small one. So I think if we should do something bigger because it's very potential. Otherwise, Grabs can, like Africa, the other can come and make viral bigger, and then we can lose our potential segment for market. So briefly, it's the reason why I really want to meet you guys and talk and discuss and fix it. What is it? Why I can turn off?
Yeah. Thank you for your
I think
feedback.
Mm.
Sorry, go ahead. Somebody else had something to say?
yeah. Mary Trey, you last time you mentioned about the number of projects in Vietnam. Maybe you can share it as well.
The number
Is
of
it
what?
okay to share?
The number of-
Projects, Grabs projects.
Not a lot. It's like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I just need to log in. Actually, no, I have the sheet here. Not a lot. Yeah, thank you, Ms. Chen, for that that information. I think just a few comments. One, on the media coverage. Yeah, totally agree. I think if this is something that if we do an
Yeah.
event, then we should definitely try to really amplify it as much as possible. We've done that in other markets, and the media has been quite strong. We did some media campaigns here in Malaysia with events, and that really got the buzz going. So more than happy to do something like that in Vietnam as well. Number 2, multiple events. Yes. If it was up to me, I would be doing, 3 or 4 events a year in Vietnam. I think the only constraint on that though is our budget. So just depending if we're gonna, and so I guess that ties into another point you made. So making a massive event more than 75. Again, we're more than happy to do that, but we do have to be conscious of budget. So I would imagine the bigger the event we have, the more the budget increases. We're already based off the original price quote, we're already pretty maxed out on that budget, which is as we talked about, I think Dennis and Doug, that we might have to get additional sponsors to come in, because if we make
Yeah.
it more expensive, then there's just no way Gress is going to be able to handle this on our own, much less multiple events this year. So if we are able
Yeah.
to maybe pull in additional sponsors to make the budget lower, then yeah, I'm looking to do multiple events in Vietnam this year. I think that would be wonderful. And then on your final point about the government as well, yes, that's a good approach. But the problem that we've had doing that in other markets with the government is that they move very, very slow, and it's very hard for them to make decisions. Especially if it's a foreign data company, which Gresp is, it's very hard for them to go into their local market and really promote that, because there's a lot of bureaucracy and red tape around them getting stuff like that approved. So usually where Gresp's strength is the green financing angle. Um, Being able to entice a lot of these real estate managers and developers in the local markets as a chance to be able to lower their cost of capital through sustainability linked loans with banks, but also to increase their chances of getting more FDI, which you mentioned as well, more foreign capital injections into their company. And Gresp is a great way to really open up those doors for green finance. So I'm not exactly too clear on what the FDI situation is for local Vietnamese real estate managers and developers. But what we are seeing in other Southeast Asian countries is more and more investors are starting to eye these countries. So it's a great opportunity for them to be able to connect and potentially win investments down the line by doing Gresp today. So just a few of my comments on some of the main points that you mentioned.
Yeah, actually, I have a question. For the industrial part, Grabs can also certify under the or not infrastructure scheme or right,
We can
just
do
the
infrastructure.
regular.
We can do infrastructure and industrial parks. Both are covered by Gresp.
So for the industrial part is under the infrastructure or under the regular Grabs standard.
If it's like a logistical warehouse, then that would fall under real estate.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
yeah,
for the
looking
manufacturing site, how about manufacturing site?
that wouldn't be real estate. It might be able to fall under infra, but it'll depend what type of manufacturing as well. But usually that's not really a sector that we cover. So probably not even in infra, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, if we look at the three participants from Vietnam now, we have one fund from Fraser's, which is Fraser's Property Development Services, one Easy Land, and then also a fund from GLP. So those are the three that we have in Vietnam at the moment. And one of those is an industrial distribution warehouse. The one from GLP, obviously a logistical company, that's a distribution warehouse.
Yeah. So maybe we can invite some of them to share in our event.
Sure,
Well,
can do.
Fraser is our member, one of our platinum members,
Who is?
Yeah.
Fraser.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
We
Fraser's.
we could talk with Ling Fung over there and see if they want to sponsor as well. So I think Chang had some different ideas about sponsorship instead of vendors, more large property developers or even financial institutions. Chang, did you have some other ideas about sponsorship?
So I just want to back firstly for Troy comment firstly. So I understand your point and agree totally that firstly I acknowledge that you really want to make media. The second one, you agree that we should have multiple event is an expectation and also is a plan we do. But the only one thing you are concerning is that the budget. So may I suggest you that our team will come back with you for two options. One is that the event only one time in 2024 of Grabs in Vietnam for only one time in April. The second one is a multiple event, which means like maybe 2 times or 3 times from April to end of December 2025. What do you think?
Yeah, if you have quote price options for both, I would be very curious in looking at both of those.
Yeah, because for us, whenever we want to talk is a whole plan. So
Yeah.
marketing, we should have a plan
Sure.
because the topic and how we can do for each event depends on our decision. Only one time or multiple time. So the topic could be different. So the key hook also. So I suggest you to let us to come back after TED. We have TED time, we TED holidays. Then we will raise up the meeting and we send you a two option. One is the only for April and another one for the multiple event, at least for two.
That would be great. If you could send me, I guess just two other options. So I already have unless there's a revised quote for just the one event in April. So I guess if you could send me three quotes, one for just one event in April, another quote for two events, one in April and another one later this year, and then
Yeah.
also another one for three events. If I could take a look at all three of those, that would be beneficial because again, we are going hard on Vietnam. I personally feel the time is right for us to move into the market. But again, the only issue, if that price quote for the original one in April, if it's going to be more or less the same for the other three, then there's no way we're going to be able to pay that budget three times this year. So again, if we're able to maybe wiggle on the budget or even get additional sponsors to make ends meet, then I'm more than happy to do three events this year. But at the current price, we just don't have the pockets for that at the moment.
So which means that right now, to make sure that I understand that right now you have already put the approval for one event, right? Budget for April.
Yes, I can do that, but I wouldn't be able to spend that amount because basically what happens is I've had a special marketing budget and being very transparent here. So I've had some marketing budget approved from the company last year to spend X amount of dollars on these Southeast Asian events. So I got very lucky with Indonesia, Thailand, and Philippines. That's costing a lot less than what I anticipated. So, but the Vietnam one is actually a lot more than what we anticipated. So I'm actually taking money allocated for those events that we haven't spent, and I'm using that to finance the Vietnam event. But even doing that, it's still higher than even taking that additional budget. So again, if we did do that for two more or three events throughout the year, then that would basically actually one, we wouldn't have budget to do it anyway, but also two, it would deplete the money that we have for other events. So we'd have to try to find a more economic way. Again, I'm totally open to sponsors. Dennis, I know that we talked about sponsorship. Doug, there's a few other partners in Vietnam that are interested in sponsoring as well. So that's always a route that we could take. But again, I'm open to options. You know the market a lot better than I do, so we're more than happy to hear what thoughts you have. And if the budget, if we can make ends meet, then I'm more than happy to move forward with this.
That's I understand. I can guess that because normally before the year we have at least like a September we have to fix the budget and approval by December already for the next year, right? For the budget for the whole year. But any chance to create more additional for budget?
No, cannot.
Cannot. That's difficult.
No, yeah, impossible. No, so the thing is about that as well.
Because for me, the media for April is very important. The media is very important for all of us. So the media budgets right now we are lacking. So, but I think it's better like that. We will work detail more for the content and the media budgets together add on. So, and then we can submit to you again, and then we can discuss.
Okay.
May I?
Do you think doing a smaller instead of 75, if we do a smaller event, would that make things cheaper?
Yeah, but it's look like as I tell you for the atmosphere, right, and circumstance of the story. People will enjoy, will go, and will see you. Okay, but what is the result? It's a main point for me in terms of business development. You want people understand and close deal, right? The deal, truly deal. So in terms of government, it could be a potential deal also if you have the project work closely with Vietnamese government. Of course, it's not low-hanging fruit.
Mm.
We understand it's not low-hanging fruit, but it's something we have to follow. One project like that, even in 3 years, but
Yeah.
it's also make a branding, and of course, you are also the boss and the king of Vietnam market. Then you let the other to do your competitor to do that. Two options: one, to
Yeah.
be the king, or nothing.
Yeah. I understand.
Please thinking about that. Maybe when you make the plan for Vietnam in September or October last year, we didn't met yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't have the input and idea. But right now, we still have time to a chance to adjust our plan for Vietnam. So as I told you, Vietnam government, they really miss capability and the standard for ESG, and how to support and how to announce and educate for the enterprise is potential thing. The second one,
Totally agree.
yeah, the second thing is the enterprise. As I tell you, yes, I can follow your request by making a very small event and people coming, but for what?
Yeah.
For what? For what? For what? What we want is for the money we spend, we return by low hanging fruit or even the project for our potential, right? At least for branding, for my
Yeah.
mind, for everything we've spent.
So yeah, and I totally agree. And I wish it was up to me to have more budget. So that's really to be honest, that's the only barrier that I have. But if we can get other sponsors, AEC, look, it would be great to have you guys on board. I'm sure there's some others in the market that we can reach out to, maybe Fraser's, maybe one of our participants, something
Mm,
like that. If we could just have somebody help Gress with the budget a bit, then we can make both of those happen. We can make multiple events happen. But that's the only thing I'm worried about. It's just the ballooning cost. Because again, if we do take that route, one, I don't have enough budget. If we keep that current budget, 12K or so for the remaining, if we do 3 events, then that's over my limit for all the events that we have in Southeast Asia. So we couldn't do any. It would literally be us going all in on Vietnam, and I can't do that to my career at Grasp. I do have to hedge that against other markets. And look, it's better for the business too that we do tackle multiple markets. So as much as I would like to do that, it's just not feasible. But again, I think if we are able to get sponsors, then we can make this happen.
mm. So let us to try on our best. Is my how can I say? I always to do it that okay, we try on our best. When we see the problem, we have to solve that. We cannot accept because we decided to do that, so we just go on our way.
Yeah.
Even we know that the way is not good yet, but we didn't change. So it's not our way to work. We have to fix and upgrade that one. So let us to come back with you the proposal
Okay,
for
so
the
that proposal would be
quotation
one event,
for
2 events, or 3 events.
event 1, 2, at least to 2. I think 3 is quite a lot for us for this year,
Yeah, three.
but
Yeah.
3 for next year. But for this year, at least for 2, at
If
least
we're
for
if I'm able to show my company tangible results, then I can get more budget approval for next year. I
mm,
know that for a fact because the way Grasp works, the minute
mm,
they see results, especially in an emerging economy, then they'll
mm.
open up the wallets.
Yes,
Pretty much, I can name my price and they'll say yes. But
yeah,
since this is the first year we're doing this,
mm,
they're a bit hesitant because they haven't seen results. So they're kind of going out on a leap of faith. Again, I'm putting a little bit of my career out there, kind of sticking my neck out, if you will, because I do believe that our future growth will come from Southeast Asia. So I've got this budget approved, but now I have to prove it to the company. So that's why I think, yes, we do need to do something, but at the same time, I am kind of shackled by these budgets. But look, yeah, look, very happy to see what you have to propose. If you could also put on that list maybe potential sponsors that you think would be willing to help finance just even a little bit, that could go a long way as well. Um, and Dennis, I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on that as well. I know we talked about the financing, but I think those conversations trailed off. Is this something that you guys are still interested in sponsoring as well?
so so I'm sorry, but let me to finish my point. So I never talk about the sponsorship before we figure out the key hook.
Okay.
So for me, the content and the key hook is the most important. So
Okay.
firstly, step by step, we come back with you the full two option for the quotation, right?
Okay.
Including media, absolutely. And even we can extend the event bigger for the not only for the developer only, not only for the ESG, but we should have like a vendor joining. So they could be like our sponsorship, right? But we will come back with you. It's on now in the process and brainstorming time. But at least we have to understand, agree together. For we have to add media. The second one that we will come back for at least for two events for 2024, 2025. Yeah. And then we will I will brief some idea. We will work internally and then discuss with you about the key hook. Based on the key hook, we can make the criteria for who can be the sponsorship and who we can approve. For this kind of event, we can have a lot of people like Greenpeace you say, or whoever, but we should have the criteria to approve who could be our sponsor also.
Sure. That's fair. Yeah.
Okay. So I know that time is the lunch time, so I really appreciate because you sacrifice your time for us.
It's okay.
I believe that Dennis has something to share with us in comment.
I will get back to you on the sponsorship. Yeah, we are finding more or maybe one more partner for the sponsorship. So that's we can share some costs, and also I want there's also our MOU partner. So I want to bring them on board for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, very appreciative for
Well,
that.
I will let you know once
at least we
it's
have
ready.
to
But
know. Yeah, please send us a list. So we have to review also. It's our responsibility, right? Because media, and we have to make sure the target and we don't make our event messy.
Yeah, definitely.
I have questions like how much for the media? You talking about our media very important. You need media coverage, and so what's the budget for the media?
Yes, that's the reason why we come back with you the quotation and the budget with the media. Yeah.
But normally, before you didn't have any event with the media.
Sorry.
You have the event with media before, so you have the ballpark figures in mind.
Yes, we have some idea, but we have to. We are considering internally. We are considering the size of the event. If we make one event, it could be two options. One like a small like that, like 75 attendee as Grab's requirement, or we can make bigger one. So if bigger one, we have another idea for the budget. Even
I think for the first event, it's better to keep it small with a more crowded environment than a large venue with less people.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't get to.
Small scale, good enough. Okay, yeah.
What is it? What is the enough? Sorry.
Keep it small in scale is good enough. Okay, small.
Small.
Maybe for the first, what he's suggesting is maybe for the first event, not to make it too big.
Yeah.
But I guess that's all relative. What is big? Is 75 big or small? I guess it depends.
75 is okay. If you're talking about 100 something, is little bit
That's the reason why we have to discuss for today to understand your expectation, because I understand Grab's Troy is sharing that they want to make the marketing campaign, right? And you want to make viral and the branding for Grabs in a Southeast Asia country like Vietnam. So we have to make sure what is the target. So you just want to have like a small event to meet directly your client, or you want to make a branding in Vietnam. It's different target. So that needs in mentioning is about the small scale, like a 75 is okay. But we make two options, right? 75, we follow your request, or we can make bigger.
Yeah, for me, it doesn't matter if it's 150 or 75, just as long as our target audience is coming in. So I'm just worried that looking at that, I don't know if we could fill 150 seats with our target audience,
Yeah.
especially with our initial event. But anyway, look, if you want to provide different options, this would be the price of a large event. This would be the price of a smaller 75-person event. I think those would be good figures to compare as well. But for
Yeah.
me, it's all about the targeted marketing, not necessarily just getting, a bunch of non-relevant people through the door. That doesn't really serve anybody well.
Totally agree. As I mentioned before previously, that our target we have to follow, but the other people, a lot of options, right? The vendor can come in, but they have to pay. Example. So it depends on the key hook and the topic we fix. But okay, as I share with you that we have a lot of idea to how to make our event successfully. It's
Sure. Yeah.
brainstorming time. It's brainstorming time. A lot of options. It's not fixed yet. It's not like final decision yet, right? So
Then it's okay.
it's,
I have to go. By the way, if you have further information, just let us know. And anyways, we will have a Chinese New Year's start next week. So I think Vietnam also, right? So let's meet again after Chinese New Year. Meanwhile, you can send out something if you have the ballpark figures for our request. Okay?
yeah. Thank you. Got the point.
Thanks, Dennis.
Dennis.
Thank you.
Gongxi Fatsai.
Yeah, happy New Year. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah, but actually, I will visit
So
Malaysia in uh, uh, on 17 or 18, from 17 to 2020 maybe. Yeah,
Okay. I think I'm in
February.
town then. Okay. Cool. I'm in
Yeah,
town. Let's meet up.
I give you a very early heads up.
Please do. Yes, because my schedule gets packed. We missed each other a few times. Okay, that would be great.
Okay,
mm,
okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Dennis. Take care. Yeah.
yeah.
Bye.
I can stay on the line a few more minutes to wrap things up, so no worries.
Yeah, we really
Yeah,
want to spend time together to understand and to talk, it's it's a marketing, right? And business also together. So we have to brainstorming in what is the best option and solution for this circumstances is the most
Certainly, certainly.
important. Yeah.
So I gotta
So
ask if we are looking to do something the first week of April, when
mm,
would we have to finalize everything? Like what's
finalize
the
everything.
what date would I have to say yes, confirmed, let's do it?
Okay. So basically on February we have to finalize everything.
February, the end of February.
No, I think in the third week.
Okay, so that is
No,
February.
soon latest is a soon. Latest is a February.
Okay, so when would you be able to provide me with the quotes? The earlier I can get those, the earlier I can get started on trying to get approval.
Yeah, I think at least 10 days. 10 days after that, which means that 15th of February.
Okay, so that means I'd have to make a decision within five
We have
five
we
days.
have we have also to really careful about the content. The key hook.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just worried about that. If you let me know by the 15th and I have to make a decision by like the 21st then. So that gives me just a few days to make a decision. But
I got the point. So you need 1 week, right?
the earlier the better. Yeah. I understand
Mm,
TET's coming up, so I'm not saying, don't work
mm,
through TET. Definitely don't do that.
mm,
But yeah, the earlier you can get me something, the better it would help me finalize the details internally.
I got the point. I noted.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't for whole team they work hard and they have to spend for vacation and holiday. So normally people back
Of course.
from yes, normally we back after 2 weeks after that. So I think we should let them more free time
Of
for
course. Of course.
family. Yeah.
So is there any way we can make the date in April a bit later? So we were looking at April 8th, maybe April 15th, or maybe even April
Yep. We will
22.
come back. We will come
Yeah.
back with you that one. Don't worry.
Okay, because that would give
Mm.
me a bit more, instead of trying to rush everything, finalize by end of February, market in March. If we can move it a little bit later in April, then that at
Mm.
least buys us a little bit more breathing room. So that's an option as well.
Yeah. Okay. Just media, we have already, to be honest, today I have all the quotation in the budget, but I don't want to send immediately to you guys because for me it's still considering, but it's a best solution.
Okay.
So I should back with you for two options like that is better.
Okay. Very well.
And think also about the potential triangle between graphs, investor, entrepreneurs, and also for the policy government. So
Yeah, definitely.
we deserve to do that, It's our
Yeah.
value. I believe that graphs value. So can you share also for me some document, something about value of graphs?
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, so based on that, we will work to dig out how to create the story in the key hook for event and to make graphs slandable.
Definitely. Yeah, I'll send you one document. It talks about the financial benefits of GRESP, and I think that's all the value right there. As much as I would like people to do more for the sake of sustainability, it all comes back to what are the financial benefits. So Doug, I'm sure you see that sometimes with your work as well. So yeah, I'll send you that sheet. Very simple, very easy to read, but I think that encapsulates exactly what the value proposition of GRESP is.
Please. So graphs can bring value for two parties. One is enterprise project. Another one is government. If you have policy,
We don't do much with government, to be honest. So I would, yeah. And again, especially if I need to have some type of results this year, I'm just afraid if we focus too much on government, I'm not going to have the results needed to get more budget approved to do something like this next year. So I think we go for the low hanging fruit, which are the developers, the managers, also maybe banks to nudge them to use sustainability linked loans with GRESP. I would say those are the low hanging fruits because government, that will just take years.
but as I from beginning, immediately I understand your point. But I give you also a very joke story about the Africa, right? If the African government does accept no policy to use the shoes, so how people how people will decide to buy your shoes? So I mean that we cannot work like by hand and manual like that. We should have something bigger. But I understand immediately why this is a low hanging fruit and how we can create story to make people to be educated. So make something bigger, think big.
Sure.
I
Yeah,
think we have to think big.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, let's leave the government strategy on the cards, but I'm just warning against focusing
We
too
do not,
much energy
we do
on
not, we do not focus. I understand in terms of business, you
Mhm.
don't want to focus for the policy for the government project.
Yeah.
But in the story, you make something big that you could be, in terms of the consultancy for the government, also in terms of policy.
Got it. Okay.
The story.
Great. Well, let's do that.
And also it depends on the nature of the market. Right now, Vietnam market need what does it need? They need the policy. They need to be educated, right? If you just want to low hanging fruit, you understand already what is ASE and they have already policy, so you cannot take it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fine balance.
Major market is only in Europe, not Southeast Asia yet. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
let's do that. If you can send me those quotes with the options, once I have that in writing, then that's all the information I'll need to be able to take it forward. And also, yeah, I hope Dennis can get back to me on the sponsorship as well. So Anne and Doug, if you can give them a nudge to help sponsor, I think that would be wonderful because that could definitely help in making this happen.
Yep, sure. We got the point, and we have to plan how to create the key hook to interact also the sponsor.
Perfect. That sounds good. Cool.
No, don't worry. We understand that. We understand our situation.
Thank you.
To be honest.
Thank you for understanding. Yeah. In a perfect world, I would say yes, let's do it. We have all the money in the world, but unfortunately, the real world we have to operate in not so easy. But
so I wish that we can meet before in the period you make the budget for the up to get the approval from the company.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. And like I said, I'm certain it will be a success, and that gives us more budget to spend next year. So hopefully this can be a regular thing. I think that would be great if we can get on that level.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
We're looking a lot to work much more in ESG. I don't know if you know, but the APN, the Asia Pacific Network of GBCs, is working on a regional ESG investing in bank lending guide modeled after, do you know of GBC Australia's Unlocking the Value document?
That sounds familiar, but I don't know details now.
Yeah. So in 2023, I think it was 23, they put out this 130-page guide, which was meant to be for the developers, but the banks picked up on it. And now it basically, well, it's kind of an overview in general, but it has a lot of charts that map out the different types of social bonds, green bonds, and taxonomies, and then the types of requirements that they have, and then how those all align with the different green building certification tools
Okay.
in Australia. And because of that, I think in the first 3 months after it was released, it mobilized 500 million in investment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So we're making a version of that for 8 of the countries in the APN. And then we're also going to be making shortly after that like a deeper version just for Vietnam.
Okay.
So and then we'll be doing a press conference, et cetera, to kind of talk about it. But yeah,
That's awesome.
we've already
When do you think that will be launched?
the regional one should be out by the end of March. And hopefully I'm actually hoping that our Vietnam one can be done for the event.
That would be great. Yeah, no, that's good to know.
Yeah, it would be really good. Then we can do double. Yeah, we can just pile it all together. It'd be really
Definitely. Yeah, I agree. Okay, cool. Thanks for letting me know. If you have any documents on that, I would love to read.
I can share the Australia one. And then yeah, that's the best thing for me to share. Right now, we just have Excel sheets where we're doing the analysis
Sure.
internally, but I can share the finished product, and then you can imagine what that'll be like for Vietnam. And also, I think the one regionally will be a bit simpler. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it's done regionally. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll share the one from Australia. Yep.
Awesome.
Mm.
Sounds good. That would be
Ah,
perfect.
I forgot one thing. But okay, we can come back after Tet holiday. That the agreement between Grabs and VDBC. Oh my God, my assistant Miss Ngọc Anh just remind me. But okay, we can figure out after
Like
Tet.
an MOU for us to consider.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should do that. Yeah, because internally we need to get the approval before we process.
I thought we already have a partnership with the Green Building Council globally.
Oh, globally, yeah. We probably aren't aware of the details of that one.
Yeah. I
But
think it's
they,
I think because we're partnered with all of the different green building councils in many different countries through that agreement.
Okay.
oh really?
If you
Yeah.
could share that. Is it
Okay.
is it with the World GBC or is it regional?
I think it's out of Washington. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I'd have to-
so you can share with us too. Oh, but legally in Vietnam, we should also have the agreement or MOU, something like that, right?
Good question.
Yeah, but I think that firstly we come back the quotation and option plan for trade, and
Okay.
then we fix the agreement.
Okay.
Yeah, we can take a
Wait,
look at, yeah,
we
we'll
draft-
we
we
can take
draft.
a little one, and then we
So
can.
Trey, can you please send me as soon as possible? Even in that time, we will think and work on the value of graphs, two things for enterprise and also policy. Some wording, some wording, so we can create the story.
I'm sending that right now. So it's one link. There's 8 different points and also case studies that you can click on to read more about that. So I'll send that to you right now. But I think that one document does a great job of encapsulating all of that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, great. I'll also try to find the global agreement, and I can send that to you. But that might take a day or two, or I guess the weekend. I'll try to get that to you as soon as possible.
No problem. No problem. Thank you.
Great.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you all so much. Have a wonderful Tet holiday. hope you all get lots of rest and have some fun, see some family, friends, and all that good stuff. So we'll touch base afterwards and take it forward.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
thank you so much. Really, really happy to have a chance to cooperate and work with you and support you in Vietnam. Really
Likewise.
want, yeah.
Sounds good. All right.
Mm.
Well,
Thanks,
thank you.
Jay.
Your happiness is our happiness.
Perfect. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So have a nice
Okay.
day and have a
Take care.
nice holiday.
Thank
See
you
you,
all.
Han. Nice to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks all. Take care. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.